desire. Once we know what our clients are intending, once we know the strength of their desire, naturally, we need to start taking some action. And action, if you can get them from IDA, you're on your way, as I said before. Okay? So action now, there's a lot going on. Action can be positive or negative. So doing nothing is a negative action. You're going to get results. It's just that your results are not desirable. It's not what you want. Okay? And so we need to work with clients, especially if they are a bit stuck or stalled. And so rather than go to the big I, intention, where they say, this is what I want to achieve. So it's out there. What can we do to help make it more manageable? What can we ask them? Okay? Go ahead.
What would be one small baby step you could take towards that goal or action?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And sometimes they'll still be stuck, even when you ask them that. So the other thing, and I want you to write this down, is you can say, okay, so Vineet, I noticed that you're struggling. So this is feedback, and I haven't taught you this yet. You'll get this later on in the afternoon. You're kind of struggling with coming up with some ways. Would you mind if we brainstorm some ideas as to what could take you to getting that goal? She's going to say yes. They always say yes. So would you mind if we brainstorm? Now here's the clincher. Who do you think gets to speak first?
They do.
They do. So I'm going to say to Vineet, so Vineet, how about you go first? What are some ideas do you think that we could come up with to make this happen? So I'm still giving that space to the client, right? Now, I believe one of you gentlemen at the back, you mentioned something about playing the role of a mediator, the coach, right? So this is where now, when depending on the coaching relationship that you have with your clients. So for me, as working with organizations, I have certain goals that we're working towards. And if I notice they're coming up with solutions that have nothing to do with the goals that we need to achieve, that's where now I come back and I'll say, acknowledge them for what they've come up with, always. And then I'll say, may I share with you some other points that I believe we could consider in order to take us back to that goal. And I don't start until they say yes. And they always will say yes. So you'll say, I wonder if you would also consider, and then I say, what do you think? Always putting it back to them. Okay? Always putting it back to them. So that they have ownership. Because when people own things, they take care of it. So sometimes you find with action, if they're stalled or so, it's simply because they might be not too sure if what they want, if it's going to turn out to be in a favorable way or not. So you have to learn how to pick up on those signs, right? Whether it's favorable or unfavorable, whether they have people in their lives who might be going against what it is that they want to achieve. And in the booklet and also in the handout, I mentioned the influencers. They're the game changers. So it could be people, it could be situation at work, you name it. So we need to ask questions about what, if anything, is getting in your way. What, if anything, is stopping you? And rather than us telling, let them identify and get to that core of that, okay? So that's A. And then the R in I dare is result. So if we do nothing, we will get result. If we do something, we will get result. Either way, we're going to get, whether it's favorable or not, depending on what we do. So most people will know what they do. What they do. Not a lot of folks really know why they do what they do. So that's how we go right back to intention. Okay? So when your clients, and if you notice on the model